Okay, here we go, hula hooping. So I'm gonna start spinning my hoop to the left. So I have my left foot forward. If I do wanna spin it to the right, and it's always good to practice both directions, especially once you've got one of them down really good. If I was gonna spin to the right, personally, I would put my right foot forward. Now that's not an absolute. You can always do whatever feels most comfortable for you. So I'm gonna put my left foot forward. I'm standing in the center of the hoop. I'll turn out an angle so you can see. And basically the action that I'm gonna be using to start off is a forward and back action. So I'm gonna be moving myself forward and back into the hoop, so that every time the hoop comes to me, I'm gonna be moving towards it and sending energy towards it. Also, when it goes to my back, I'll be sending my energy back towards it. One of the advantages of doing hooping is that it really does teach you good posture. Because if you don't have good posture, the hoop will fall down. So if I start doing something like this, which is actually really common, the hoop is going to fall down because my posture isn't so good. So if I stand up nice and straight and actually send energy through my core towards the hoop. So that's a lot of explanations. Some you might just want to just throw it around and try it. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to spin mine to the left again. I'm going to wind up to my right, and then I'm going to push it. Right now it's touching my back also, which is a very important thing. I'm going to push it around in a circle. And to start with, I'm not even going to move my body because I want you to see that if I get a really nice clean toss, it'll go around by itself a few times without really any assistance of pushing it. So I want you to watch that first, so it goes around a couple of times before it starts falling down. So if I get a nice toss where I push it against my center, again, I'll get it to go around. If I toss it at an angle, it'll fall down, or some people try to start off really high thinking that it'll take longer to fall down, and that usually makes it fall down right away. So again, the toss is important. Number two, I'm going to start that forward and back action. When I send the hoop with my hand touching into my belly, that is going to be my first forward. Okay, and then I have to keep up the rhythm. The rhythm's going to depend on the speed that I push the hoop around in the beginning. So if I push it around really fast, I'm going to have to go fast. So here I go, and I'm going to push it around. And right now, I can do this with actually very little movement because I'm used to it. But each time, if you can see, I'm going to put my hand here. The hoop comes to me. I'm sending energy right towards it in that spot where it's touching my hand. So I know the timing because I'm used to it now, so that my movement is very efficient. You might have more movement going on, and a lot of times more movement happens up on the top, and it actually slows it down if you noticed. So if I can keep the top very still, almost like if I balance something on my head, which wouldn't be a good, bad practice to drill. I'm staying very still in my upper body. Here's a little bit more movement in the lower body. And then eventually, when you get more efficient, you have very little movement because everything, like I said, happens just at the exact time that the hoop comes to me. Okay, and some of the things again that'll go wrong is if you tilt your body kind of like this, which is really common, and you can see that'll push it right down. Again, moving the upper body more than the lower body, or moving the hips. Again, that was more like moving the hips back. So some people do tend to want to twist it, and they go in a twisting motion that doesn't give you anything good, except maybe a little bit of a workout. Picking up the hoop, especially. So those are my tips to get you started, and it's good to kind of start counting each time the hoop comes to you, because then you can start to get an idea if you're improving. So maybe you can only do it a couple of times around the first few times, and then after a while you got 10 times, 20 times, eventually even like 100 times before, and that would be a pretty good workout if you did 100 times around. Okay, here we go.